The 2024 election is pretty boring in a lot of ways right now. I mean, I'm bored with all of it at the moment. There isn't much excitement, at least not yet. I mean, there isn't much drama here, is there? Former President Donald Trump is leading his primary field of challengers by a mile, and there's nobody that's even reaching double digits in the polling lately. And even with 91 pending charges, it doesn't look likely that anything's going to change anytime soon. His bedrock of support is above 40%, and the latest poll from CBS shows him with that magical number of 50% when he comes to running against Joe Biden. So it looks like he's going to be a shoo-in. In fact, after a sit-down interview with NBC News and Kristen Welker, the media at large is lamenting why they should talk to him at all. I mean, he's just the former president that could become only the second president in history to be elected to non-consecutive terms. Yeah, that was back in the late 1800s, of course, when Grover Cleveland pulled it off. The only other former president to run was Teddy Roosevelt in 1912. He finished second in that race, but was running as an independent. So here we have a guy on the cusp of making history again, and the only man that before being president never served in government beforehand. In fact, Herbert Hoover was the only other president elected that had not previously run for office or been a military officer before becoming the president of the United States. Donald Trump did something very historic already. And speaking of boring, Joe Biden sleeping his way through another election cycle with no significant challenges, but that's because the Democrats don't want any challengers in the primaries, at least not yet. You see, under the twisted rules of the Democrat Party, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would have to haul in 70% of the vote to overcome the superdelegates that can basically vote for whoever they want, and of course they're going to vote for Joe Biden, which is weird, really. I mean, Kennedy, in many respects, is a good candidate for the Democrats. He believes in the welfare state. He hates guns. But he also believes in the freedom of speech and thinks the COVID lockdowns were unconstitutional. And he hates the surveillance state, too. So he's on the outs with the modern party. Not to mention, he decided to run and did not have permission of the power brokers to pull a stunt like that. So he's in real trouble. So Joe is also up by a mile, whether true or not. And if he can maintain any semblance of being in control of himself, he will be renominated. But the faithful, the faithful are sure getting nervous because they know he is not running at full speed anymore, not even close. You know, he's a sandwich short of a picnic, and it scares the hell out of the blue team. But with Trump and Biden running ahead by 50 points or more in their respective fields, our rematch is today the most likely scenario for 2024. Right now, it appears President Trump would win that contest because Biden is losing support from all sectors. And it's getting worse by the day because people see what he's doing and how he's conducting himself. The warning signs concerning black voters, for example, leaving Joe Biden, the Democrats are getting a lot louder and more frequent.